Good day, everybody. Brian here at quantlabs.net. Friday, November 5th, 7:12 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard. This article came up. Why isn't gold rallying along with inflation? Investing.com. Some interesting points here. I like this line here. Gold is a lazy employee. It shows up at work only when inflation is high and accelerating otherwise. It refuses to get its golden butt up and do its job. Now, I personally think with all the banks getting fined by suppressing the price of gold, the trading desks, I think that's why it's not going up. But with the inflation going up, you can see here, these are the countries that have raised interest rates: New Zealand, Norway, South Korea, Brazil, Czech Republic, Hungary, Mexico, Poland, Romania, Russia. I think Canada is, and the U.S. Fed is also talking about, as well as Bank England. So they have to tighten up everything. No more easy money. And they have some interesting charts to check out here. Sunshine profits. Compare the misery index against the price of gold. Price of gold is here. I believe gold price, as well as the price of misery index. You can see here is just overall climbing up, and not a good sign. I'm sorry, the red is the misery signal, misery index. So you can see how high it was in the 70s, 80s, has come down. Started to spike again to where it was at the 78 level with the pandemic. It's starting to come back down. So there is, well, you can't really say if there's a relationship here, but definitely in the last few years, there seems to be, not 100%. Here's another Fed balance sheet, price of gold. Believe this is right here, the inflation. Fed balance sheet. Okay, so balance sheet, red line on the left, and then here's the price of gold. So it's spiked up. You'd think that because of that, gold would spike up as well. I think also crypto has an impact there as well. So quite interesting. Anyways, let's look at the mainstream assets here. These are the charts found on Motorwave Oanda data. You can see here Australia was rising, has come back down. This is probably a lot to do with the lockdown. I don't know the latest news on Australia, but when you look at here, there's a relationship there between Australia and New Zealand as well. Australia, Canada, not really much of an impact. Canada and Japan look good and starting to decline there. Okay, let's look at some assets here. Deutsche 30 has been increasing since early October 10th and starting to escalate a little bit there. UK is looking pretty good as well. Slight increase, not as much as the others due to, I'm going to assume, the Brexit. Oil, interesting one here. Oil has been rallying since September 12th all the way up, and it started to decline here a little bit since October 26th, started to decline with peaks up, but it's got some downward pressure there. Now, one thing I want to do is to always show you either the weekly or monthly report. Here's a monthly. You can see that spike there. We went through it up until 2010, and that rally really lasted here from December of 2015 all the way up to the 2018. So that was a 3-year rally. So we could get the same kind of thing as oil becomes more scarce, and Biden's asking Saudi Arabia and OPEC or OPEC Plus to supply more to the U.S. Really, just the world that we come from within 10 months. British against the U.S. dollar. Really not much to be said here. I've used this chart, the monthly. You know, this solid decline. This is what we call a race to nowhere. Race to the bottom as well. A lot of these coins are in the same boat. pound as well, as you can see there. All started here October 11th, 2011. Pound against the Japanese yen. Let's see here, 1 month. Same thing. It's just not performing as well. U.S. Canada really dropped back. Again, I like looking at these monthly charts. It's a really good reflection on just buy and sell and holding on to onto forex and currencies. You can get some decent return if you can time it right. Let's look at USD Norway. That's an oil trade, of course. Let's see here, monthly. Again, had a nice big rise there back in January 2020, and that is all because of the pandemic and just quickly came off. Sweden, I would assume, the same pattern here as well. Just not really performing all that well. Anyways, let's start looking at gold. Gold's quite interesting now. There's been a rally. You can see here from 2360 all the way up to 2460. Price of gold here, as we talked about earlier, has increased to here January, April 20, peaked here September 20, or roughly June 20, and it's declined since. So that was a good time. It's been flat last few months. Gold and Canadian dollar. Look at that big spike there in the last few days. Something's going on there, obviously. Monthly return, really good rally. Same pattern as with the Australian. I imagine the gold, decent spike there. Will this continue? It's tough to say. We've seen this before and it drops back. Now this is the critical ones, the gold, silver. If you look at the monthly here, it has been spiking up to 2020 last year, dropped severely back, and it's already back here to the level of September 2017, and where the peak of the financial crisis in December 2008. So if that continues to spike, that's the most reliable way to measure when things are starting to turn globally in the markets. Okay, we're getting the silver now. The rally there not as strong as the Australian. Same with the Canadian. This one you can see here, a nice big spike here, March to April or August, and then drop back. So if I look at the Swiss franc as another example, been fairly flat. I just don't think these are good buy and hold, as they should be, as explained in that article. There'll be a time to buy into it. Derivatives, I don't know. Silver, Australia, that little rally going on there. Let's see here on the weekly. Had a nice rally again, and it stayed elevated over the last year or so since this virus kicked in. Same with Britain as well. You can see here, you never see silver or gold in US dollar. It's one of the worst currencies to compare against. It's just nobody. It's just a signal to me that nobody wants to hold the US dollar as well. You can see here, not much of an increase, but to some they get excited by these kind of rallies. I don't, but whatever. Singapore's not doing so great. You can see here it's eking a little bit of a rally. Now we're getting the Australia 200. Look at how very weak that market is. I think that's just due to the fact of the lockdown that they've been under last month here. Really good rally. You can see that big decline there. August, September. And then started to bounce back pretty strong. I think the U.S. obviously still pretty good last couple of weeks, but it looks like it's starting to rally again. Okay, we got more Australian, Canadian. Australia's an interesting country. I don't know why it always comes up as the number one or the first instrument. Now here I'm starting to feel better regarding China. Doesn't look much there, but when you look at the monthly, look what's happening here. had a major rise up back in a rally back in 2015, went flat for a while, another big rally, went down and rallied. So if that cycle continues, that's all the way back to 2002, we might be just coming out of a reversal point for China. So if you want to pulling back and get in at China, get a little bit of return, might be a decent idea. That's a China 50. Euro Australia, blah blah blah. Okay, this is an interesting one. The Hungarian, very good coin. Very good pair, I should say. Month chart here. Again, nice steady move up. One of the rare coins to, crypto. One of the rare currency pairs to do that. Compare that to the Euro and Japan. That should say it all there. It's very range bound, and those swings are getting tighter and tighter. It says something in itself as well. More debt. People losing confidence in the overall Euro. Euro Norway declining. I think you get better performance out of Norway, that's for sure. But you can see that steady rally and been solid decline since January 2020. No recovery that I'm seeing there. Euro and Poland, really flat, going nowhere. Range bound, as they call it. 1 month, very flat. Oof, not the best. Euro New Zealand, let's see if there's anything there. Declining the last couple of weeks. Very flat. Nothing exciting. Euro and Singapore, declining. Not good. Let's see the monthly decline. It says a lot between Euro and Singapore. Now Turkey might be something different. See, there you go. So this is a 4 hour. It's been a steady rally since September. I do believe this is a growing economy in Turkey. I've seen some documentaries on it. They're just booming right now, it seems. The monthly view, look at that steady rally. Wow, that's Euro Turkey. That just says something about Turkey. I was watching a documentary of a guy buying an apartment in Istanbul, very cheap, very luxurious condo, 3-bedroom from like $250,000 US. So good place to go if you want to hide out, I guess. Euro USD is just declining and flat. This is just typical. Look at this decline. The peak here rallied from January 2003 to May 2008, the financial crisis. And look at that, it's been a solid decline down since. Yeah, you do get some swings, but the trend is there. Now let's look at South Africa. This steady rally, October 20th to here we just came off November 2nd, declined back again. Let's see how it is on the monthly here. Again, just like Turkey, it's trending up. It just says something about these economies, that they're getting stronger against the West. Deutsche 10-year bond down. We want this really to be stable, but it's steadily increasing. I do believe that's due to the increased debt situation. But Germany usually is pretty prudent. So we got a 10-year German bond. The market's 30. Rallying since the low here, October 8th. So this monthly chart here. Nice steady move up, so that's good. Increase, so that's a good place to be. Again, but that's fueled by central bank liquidity. Hong Kong 30, really up and down, very parabolic moves there. Trending up if you can handle that volatility. No thanks. India 50, I think, looks pretty good actually. See that? Nice steady trend. Really flat since October 20th. But let's look at the monthly here. The monthly, look at that big rise. That might be better than the US, as I said before in other videos. Very strong there. Japan 225, steady rally. Again, same time frame. But let's look at the monthly here. Really nice, steady. But For the Japanese, it's not as strong. Again, it all comes down to, from what I'm seeing, is debt. Again, we had a rally here. Again, same time frame as before. Same pattern. There's Netherlands, so I imagine all of Europe's like that. Singapore 30, slight rally again, very strange. Monthly chart, ooh, really volatile. I don't know, man. Doesn't say a lot of good things about Singapore that other people may think. I go by charts. Taiwan, steady rally again since early October. Well, really flat, but with a slight rally there. Look at that big spike, but this latest talk here, I think, clearly affects it, since it looks like around January and it's been flat since. Taiwan had its opportunity. Still a country with a lot of potential, but the Chinese saber rally is not helping. Okay, U.S. 10-year, very flat. Monthly again, very choppy. Trending up, but is in a decline since here September. But you can see how many people are loading up on the Treasury, especially this bar here, which is in April, and I guess that's just due to the pandemic again. Okay, here's the 30-year. Very flat, but could be kind of rallying, but we're very volatile yet again. There's a defensive trade happening there, just like gold. Monthly increasing, better places to be, safer places. USD China Yuan, been declining flat. Monthly very volatile, steep decline. Now, if the Chinese market is in a decline, okay, or sorry, in a reverse, this could have an effect. So it's our last major pullback was here March 1st. That was March 1st, March 1st, 2018. Let's look at the China 50. See how it's doing. You can probably get some patterns here. No. So January 2018 would have been here. So it looks like they might move against each other, these two. I don't know, I'm just surmising here as usual. Okay, we'll look at Japan, Netherlands. Okay, so we've looked at the US Treasury. We looked at INR. Oh no, not the rupee. Yeah, so here's where we left off here. So here's USD in India, declining since October 12th. The monthly here, nice steady rise. So these emerging markets are doing pretty good. We've looked at Turkey, we've looked at South Africa, now India is doing pretty good. And again, that's USD India rupee. USD Poland, I believe you would expect this to be strong. I don't think it was. Yeah, it's not as strong as and steady as Hungary. USD Thai baht, this is an important one. Now, see the steady, like a slight decline there, very volatile, mean reverting as well with a 1 month, very flat, coming off a reversal there. But I don't know. This rally here is an exciting one if you partook. March 2021 to about here, but it's been flat. Now here's the 5-year Treasury decline, not good. Depends how you look at it, but it's a reflection that people don't want the U.S. Treasury. Well, that's because they go into more riskier markets like the stock market, which is doing pretty good lately. But you can see these, like that that right there, that big jump back in March, April, because of the virus. People still look at the U.S. as a safety trade. Declining, 1 month. Same idea as before with the other durations. Hang on here. I don't know where we left off here. Something happened to my... So a lot of these we looked at. Let me just see here. Look at those. Looks like we could be done. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done. Let me just make sure. There's one pair that really intrigued me that I haven't seen lately. Let's just look at that. Sugar is definitely going into a long-term rally here. Sugar, no, I guess not. Must have been something else. Anyways, it looks like we looked at majority of these. The one that I should mention is USD Saudi Arabia Real. So let's look at the weekly chart. It's had a rally and been flat since July 2020. This might be an interesting one to watch. Anyways, if you like what you see, as usual, sign up to quantlabs.net, and if you want to know more real time what I'm doing, quantlabs.info. That's it. That's the private chat server. Other than that, thanks for watching. Have a good day.